there 2 or 3 years ago to stay with Mags. It was me that persuaded him to paint it purple. Oh, said Shadow. It's good to have someone to blame. He drove the car out onto the street, got out and closed the garage door, got back into the car. Sam was looking at him oddly as he got in, as if the confidence had begun to leak out of her. He put on his seatbelt and she said, "I'm scared. This was a stupid thing to do, wasn't it? Getting into a car with a psycho killer." "I got you safe from last time," said Shadow. "You killed 2 men," she said. "You're wanted by the feds. And now I find out you're living under an assumed name next door to my sister. Unless Mike Ainsole is your real name?" "No," said Shadow, and he sighed. "It's not." He hated saying it. It was as if he was letting go of something important, abandoning Mike Ainsole by denying him, as if he were taking his leave of a friend. "Did you kill those men?" "No." "They came to my house and said we'd been seen together, and this guy showed me photographs of you." "What was his name? Mr. Hat?" "No, Mr. Town. That was him. It was like The Fugitive. But I said I hadn't seen you." "Well, thank you." "So," she said, "tell me what's going on. I'll keep your secrets if you keep mine." "I don't know any of yours," said Shadow. "Well, you know that it was my idea to paint this thing purple, thus forcing Paul Gunther to become such an object of scorn and derision for several counties around that he was forced to leave town entirely." "We were kind of stoned." "I doubt that bit of it's much of a secret." "Everyone in Lakeside must have known. It's a stoner sort of purple." And then she said, very quiet, very fast, "If you're going to kill me, please don't hurt me. I shouldn't have come here with you. I'm so dumb. I'm so fucking dumb. I should have run away or called the cops when I first saw you. I can identify you. Jesus, I am so dumb." Shadow sighed. "I've never killed anybody. Really. Now I'm going to I'm going to take you to the buck," he said. "Or if you give the word, I'll turn this car around and take you home. I'll buy you a drink if you're actually old enough to drink, and I'll buy you a soda if you're not. I'll take you back to Marguerite, deliver you safe and sound, and I hope you aren't going to call the cops." There was silence as they crossed the bridge. "Who did kill those men?" she asked. "You wouldn't believe me if I told you." "I would." She sounded angry now. He wondered if bringing the wine to the dinner had been a wise idea. Life was certainly not a Cabernet right now. It's a bumper sticker they see earlier in the chapter. "It's not easy to believe. I," she told him, "can believe anything. You have no idea what I can believe." "Really?" "I can believe in things that are true, and I can believe things that aren't true, and I can believe things where nobody knows if they're true or not. I can believe in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and Marilyn Monroe and the Beatles and Elvis and Mr. Ed. Listen, I believe that people are perfectible, that knowledge is infinite, that the world is run by secret banking cartels and is visited by aliens on a regular basis. Nice ones that look like wrinkledy lemurs and bad ones who mutilate cattle and want our water and our women. I believe that the future sucks, and I believe that the future rocks, and I believe that one day White Buffalo Woman is going to come back and kick everyone's ass. I believe that all men are just overgrown boys with deep problems communicating, and that the decline in good sex in America is coincident with the decline in drive-in movie theaters from state to state." "I believe that all politicians are unprincipled crooks, and I still believe they're better than the alternative. I believe that California is going to sink into the sea when the big one comes, while Florida is just going to dissolve into madness and alligators and toxic waste. I believe that antibacterial soap is destroying our resistance to dirt and disease, so that one day we'll all be wiped out by the common cold like the Martians in the War of the Worlds. I believe that the greatest poets of the last century were Edith Sitwell and Don Marquis, that jade is dried dragon sperm, that thousands of years ago in a former life I was a one-armed Siberian shaman, I believe that mankind's destiny lies in the stars. I believe that candy really did taste better when I was a kid. That it's aerodynamically impossible for a bumblebee to fly. That light is a wave and a particle. That there's a cat in a box somewhere who's alive and although if they don't ever open the box to feed it, it'll eventually just be two different kinds of dead. And that there are stars in the universe, billions of years older than the universe itself. I believe in a personal God who cares about me and worries and oversees everything I do. I believe in an impersonal God who set the universe in motion and went off to hang with her girlfriends and doesn't even know that I'm alive. I believe in an empty and godless universe of causal chaos, background noise, and sheer blind luck. I believe that anyone who says that sex is overrated just hasn't done it properly. I believe that anyone who claims to know what's going on will lie about the little things too. I believe in absolute honesty and sensible social lies. I believe in a woman's right to choose, a baby's right to live, that while all human life is sacred, there's nothing wrong with the death penalty if you can trust the legal system implicitly. No one but a moron would ever trust the legal system. I believe that life is a game, life is a cruel joke, and that life is what happens when you're alive, and that you might as well lie back and enjoy it.